Welcome everybody to another episode of Books and Betches, not to be confused with Books and
Harry Styles.
I'm Kristen. I'm Kristen, and with me I have
Harry Styles.
Maria.
That's Erica and Maria. This is a book podcast. We swear, we spoil. We talk about sex, and we suck at all of this. This week we're not doing a book. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Dramatic. The movie that we're talking about today is The Idea of You, which is based on a book.
I will find out who the author is now.
Is it
Stand by.
Is the name of the book also The Idea of You?
I
think so.
So we all agree this is a fan fiction. Let's just jump in. Let's just fucking jump in. Let's just get it off the top.
Wait.
I'm waiting.
So I sent you guys this quote yesterday.
Wait, well, can we say like the context?
Robin Lee is the
Thank you.
No.
author.
The quote is, the author denied that the book has a direct connection to Harry Styles. Assuming a novel with a fictional celebrity in a relationship must be based on an existing celebrity. In this case, the internet has decided Harry Styles is unimaginative at best and sexist at worst.
Just the most wild quote I've ever read.
What
in my
is
life.
so stupid about this is that Harry Styles dated a 40-year-old.
So that's hold on. That's the
Olivia.
Hold on.
people.
So that's the context that's missing. This whole book / movie is the internet has decided that this is a fan fiction of Harry Styles.
Olivia Wilde.
Oh, I forgot you dated her, but she's already a celebrity.
And she has kids.
But I looked up who he's dating now, and it's a girl that he met at his concert.
Really?
Yes, look it up. So she's a model, but she met him at his concert. So here's the thing. The internet had deemed that this book is a fan fiction of Harry Styles, the main character, and we'll get into the 60 seconds. But the author is claiming that it's not.
So to me, they dated. They didn't have as wide of an age gap, but Olivia at the time was 38 and he was 28. So it wasn't as big of an age
10
gap.
years.
Not as big of an age gap from 24 to 40.
Yeah.
But it was still headline news that they were dating because she was so much older
When did that
than
happen?
him in 2020.
We're about to become detectives. When did that happen with
2020.
Harry?
2020.
Oh, this came out in 2017.
Oh. Oh. This
Interesting.
changes everything.
So maybe that's why she's so mad about it.
Yeah.
Well,
She's
now
I did it first.
Okay, so it was never intended to be about Harry Styles.
Because Harry didn't go through it yet.
But watching the
why
movie
did
makes
they
it
think
feel
it was Harry Styles then?
Because he happens to be British in the movie and he's part of a 5-person boy band.
How many boy bands really are there in 2017?
One Direction.
Well, if you want to get into K-pop, there's quite a bit.
That's different.
Yeah.
It's a whole different world. They're only groups.
Yeah.
One Direction. What else?
Jonas Brothers.
That was before. That was after.
No, it's still
That was
happening.
before.
Boy bands during 2017.
There we go. Google.
Google. Let's hear it.
K-pop. Oh, CNCO, was that?
A lot of this is K-pop. Yeah. Do
Citizen 4?
boy bands in 2017 that are not K-pop. Can you do that?
I'll ask Gemini.
Non-K-pop.
Non-K-pop bands. But knowing what we know now about Harry Styles, I think it fits the mold perfectly.
I think it's too
So that's crazy.
close.
Do you think the fan fiction stuff, those allegations came later? When did the author even, maybe those allegations came at a later time, and now she's
Yeah, I don't know.
For her to say it's sexist though is wild.
That's
to
the only
me.
thing I'm like,
How is that sexist? Can you make that
because
connection?
the woman?
Because she's a woman author, and
No, because
people,
the woman being older than the man.
what does that have to do with?
Because again,
Harry Styles
the whole theme of the book was not the book, but the movie was oh, if a man did this, it wouldn't be as of a problem.
But she's relating
no one really
it.
bothers Leo DiCaprio.
No,
about
but that's not
it.
what she's saying. She's saying you guys calling it a fan fiction based on a celebrity makes it sexist.
I don't know.
How?
I wasn't there, so I don't know her full context.
I don't get it.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh boy.
This is not the first time that he's dated an older woman.
Oh.
In 2011 to 2012, he was in an age gap romance of 14 years.
The
and
plot
in
thickens.
2020, he was 28. So
The plot thickens.
minus 9.
I tried to say to you, Robin.
2011. So that means he was 20 years old.
I tried to save you, Robin. I
Dating
really
a
did.
34-year-old.
Oh boy.
The plot thickens, my friends.
That is actually very interesting.
So I think this is a fanfic.
Of Harry Styles.
Okay, let's do the 60
But there is
second.
a very large grouping of fanfics of Harry Styles.
I'm not surprised.
Right?
He's a sexy motherfucker.
No, but like people were
What do
obsessed
you-
with One Direction.
What's your face over there?
What's wrong?
What's wrong?
In the book, he's 20, not 24.
Whoa, bigger age gap.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
That he is all of 20
What are their
years
names?
old further.
What's-
Solen is her name. I
Solen.
love the name.
That's what I was trying to figure out. I'm like,
I
is it?
love
and is he
the name Solen.
Hayes?
Hayes.
Hayes. I thought it was Ace the whole time.
Hayes
Hayes and
and
Solan. I was struggling.
Solen is a
She's
beautiful
French.
name.
Solen. Yeah, I like that. It's a French ass name.
It's a French name, Solen.
All right, let's do the 60 second.
That's more millennial than anything else, I think.
Yeah, that's a deep cut if you know that.
If you're new to this podcast, we do this thing where we attempt to explain the entire plot summary of a book in 60 seconds or less. This time I'll do the idea of you. The movie.
Let me get the stopwatch.
The movie.
She's got her own stopwatch.
I got it. We did
But
not.
I can't trust her.
We did not. I'll show you.
Ready?
Okay, hold on. But I just want to preface.
Go for it.
Let me preface. We did not read the book.
No, we did not read the
Right?
book.
You guys didn't
We didn't read the book
No.
because
Okay.
this is absolutely like one of the
Can you
last
say her
things
name
I
one more
would
time
ever
because I'm going to
fucking
butcher
do.
Solan?
Solen.
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 Okay, so we didn't read the book. This is on the movie only. Bear with us. All right, here we
3,
go.
2.
Solen is turning 40 years old. It's like about to be her 40th birthday. She is divorced and she's about to go on a camping trip. I was so excited. I thought that's what it was going to be about. And then her ex-husband, who is the biggest prick of all time, dumps off the kids on her because he was supposed to bring them to Coachella, got them tickets, the whole nine. And he's like, can you take them? So she has to bring her 16-year-old kid, who looks older than her, to a concert to Coachella. And during Coachella, she goes to the bathroom. She bumps into Harry Styles. Oh, sorry. She bumps into Hayes, who is the lead singer of a boy band.
August Moon.
Think Harry Styles, just for shits and giggles. And they spark up a relationship. Fast forward, they start dating.
20 seconds left.
So he's 24 and she's 40, and they start this relationship, which goes as well as you think it would. Paparazzi follows them. She's also this art woman. And yeah, she realizes
10.
that she shouldn't date that young of a man, and they have a lot of conflict because of it. And her daughter struggles because of it, and they break up. And then 5
3,
years later, they get
2,
back together and they live
1.
happy ever after.
Great job.
Wow.
Great job.
Super
Great
easy.
job.
That one was easy.
Wow.
Great
'Cause,
job.
I don't think I would have done that.
not much happens.
She would have gotten hung up on the age gap
Okay.
and not let it go.
Yeah. Here we go.
So the major difference between the endings.
Oh, here we go.
Oh
I
yeah,
want, I wanted
how
to
do you
hear
know?
this.
Did you just look it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Major difference between the endings is that in the book,
He dies.
They break up and they text, they like email and text, and then they slowly just never speak again.
And that's it? Yeah. I was kind of hoping they wouldn't get back together.
Yeah.
Well, so they left. So what I read was that they left it purposefully like
Open-ended?
vague so that
You can make your own
you can make your
conclusion.
own conclusion.
Okay.
Which I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
I really fucking do.
Just give me closure.
I don't mind it as much in a movie as I do in a book. So, but I would never read this book because it doesn't end in a happy ever after.
Well,
So
it's
I would
not a
never read
romance.
this book because
But
I
you-
don't like age gap romances. I would never read this book because I don't like fucking musician romances.
I hate. Thank you. I should have added that in the trope things. I never got to it. I do not like musician trope. I
don't
can't
either.
stand it.
I have a very great talking point with
do
this.
it. Do it. Lay it on me.
So okay, they don't work out, and I think that fucking checks. No matter what age she was at, I think it's really hard to date a musician.
Yeah,
and
I think
that's
so.
why,
Especially when
that's
they're
why I
on
don't
tour
like.
and shit, yeah.
That's why I don't like
Yeah.
reading
Yeah.
them because I'm like at the end
However,
of the day.
Pam's boyfriend's a musician and he's on tour all the time. I'm like, I don't know how you do
Pam
it,
could
but
do it. I can't.
I think of the two most famous people right now that are in relationships. that
Taylor
are with
Swift and
musicians.
Travis Kelce.
Yes,
Okay.
one of them, right?
Right.
So Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, think about like what their relationship looked like. They are both extremely successful. Travis Kelce is potentially Hall of Fame. Taylor Swift's probably same Hall
not
of Fame. but
potentially he's going to be. Yeah.
I'm just whatever. Fucking Taylor Swift is at the top of her game right now. Like these two people are like the best of the best at what they do. So they're equally matched in all ways.
yeah.
So this relationship, like people stand it because you have two amazing people that are together. They constantly are flying to each other. They have the money, they have the funds, they have everything to do. Like,
Yeah.
she's probably spent millions of dollars flying to his game, vice versa.
That's probably why they.
Yeah.
Right,
The protesters came and spray painted all over
way.
stuff.
But that's the only way you can kind of like make a relationship like this work because you have the funds to do it.
Yeah.
and you're equally matched. Where it doesn't make sense that Taylor would just like not fucking tour anymore, right? And
Right.
it wouldn't
Right.
make sense that Travis would quit his
Stop
day
playing,
job.
yeah.
Like they're gonna fucking.
It would work
stay in
out
that,
for
right?
them though.
What's the other second biggest one that you can think of right now? I don't know if you'll get this.
Of people or
Like
Bill Belichick and a
no.
Did you read that?
Yeah.
He's 72.
I know.
What?
No, I'm not talking about
26.
a musician with a celebrity.
who?
Bill Belichick, the
Who's
owner,
that?
the coach of the Patriots.
Yeah.
72. I think she's like
an old
26.
She's an old cheerleader.
26 and 72.
She is staying
Yeah.
for the inheritance.
26, maybe
Yeah.
20, 28. I don't know, somewhere in that
That's
range.
disgusting.
She's an old cheerleader.
That's disgusting.
Sorry.
Anyways.
Wait, what was the question though? Two famous.
Another musician that's dating another like celebrity.
Justin
I don't know.
Timberlake and okay.
I don't know.
A musician.
Zach Bryan and
I would
Brianna
never gotten
from
that.
I don't know names.
Brianna from Barstool, Brianna Chicken Fry.
I don't know who that
Oh.
is.
Right? So I
was a whole
compare
controversy in
these
itself.
two, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because the overlap,
Yes.
whatever. Zach Bryan is probably the hottest thing in the country right now.
Yeah.
Right? Brianna is kind of like up and coming. She's a celebrity influencer. She has a podcast. She's got a good thing going with Barstool. However, she's like, she has some type of ability to travel with him.
Yeah.
So what is she doing? She's traveling with him. She's
Yeah.
going on tour with him fully.
Okay.
100%.
Interesting.
And she's just like clinging her life to his right now because why would you like just date somebody who's going to be on tour for 2 years, right?
Right.
That's the
Like,
problem I
right.
have with it is that you lose
and
your
she
sense of
has
self.
the ability to go on tour with him.
She has the money and the means?
She has the means to some degree, but her job also allows her to because
be
she can do
remote.
remote.
Right.
Right. But there are some questions on the internet that she's like losing herself, and like, you know, people are obviously
That's what I
making
would think
comments about it, right?
immediately.
Yeah, because you're basically hitching your ride to your famous celebrity.
But not only that, like
boyfriend.
you're losing any kind of hobbies that you have for yourself. You're losing any kind of routine
Because
you have
you
for
have to be
yourself
with him.
because you have to just cater to somebody else's life and their
like
lifestyle.
yeah, exactly. And I'm sure it's fun, and like I probably would do it too. I don't know,
For a
maybe
month?
like whatever. But I think ultimately, like what you're looking at is like two examples of like how it can work and how it probably won't fucking work eventually,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And to me, the musician, like rock star, is always this one. Like in books, it's always that like she either has to fucking give up her dreams or it's like a very fantastical thing where he like maybe stops tour. Like that's not fucking
interesting.
happening.
Yeah.
So like I always like, and it's never the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce.
That's a good point.
But I think it comes down always to that like fantasy trope of people be like,
being, I wanna date a
wanna be the one
musician."
that Harry
Yes.
looks at in the crowd and just picks me out. I'm the
Yes.
one
Yeah, but
for him.
Yeah.
but it's the reality of that is
Yeah.
like I can't dismiss it when I read it.
I do like how they met, though. I thought that was cutesy and fun of her going to the
meet
trailer.
cute.
I think it's because it's what's
Anne
her
Hathaway?
Anne
The
Hathaway.
only I love
I
Anne
think
Hathaway.
I know.
I would actually. I feel like wasn't there a book about like a DJ, or was that a movie about the DJ and the girl? Like
No
I
idea.
don't know that one.
like I see a lot of ravers date DJs, but like
Yeah.
they're already doing that
They're
lifestyle.
part of that lifestyle.
Yeah, they are very in that
They're
lifestyle.
already traveling to all of those
in
shows.
this circumstance, she's an art. What is she?
She is an art dealer in a way.
Curator?
She
okay.
runs
like
an art
she has
gallery.
a career,
Yeah.
that is
And
like
she's old, dude.
and a kid.
Not old, but
she
she's.
can't just pick up and travel.
Let's talk about age gaps. What? I don't want to say like what's like acceptable, but like I felt icky with a 40-year-old dating a 24-year-old, and I feel that way with both, no matter what gender.
What gender is what.
Is
Yep.
what. I want to lead that off by saying I don't care that she's a woman and he's a boy. If it was vice versa, I would feel just as gross about it.
Yeah.
I just think that like 40 and 24, we're 30 to 33 respectively.
I think I would have a hard time dating a 40-year-old.
I would have a hard time even considering dating anyone under like 28. I would
Oh
struggle.
no! I'm saying like as a 33-year-old or
Yeah.
just turned 33, I would really struggle dating a 40-year-old. Like you
Well,
are in a
John's 37.
he's 37, but he's like a young 37.
Yeah.
You know what I
but
mean?
he's still
Like
37.
yeah, but that's still 3
Math
years.
is still math.
But
Yeah.
that's 4 years, and I still feel it sometimes.
Yeah.
Imagine it another additional 3 years.
No,
like
I'm
me
with
and
you,
John, what I think is really interesting about us is my brother is the same age as him.
Mm-hmm.
So like some of the stuff that like I liked in my childhood that we can talk about is only because my brother liked it. So I
Mm.
knew about it. If I didn't have an older brother, there would be very little
That's only
overlap.
5 years.
There would be very little overlap of what we haven't commonality wise in certain things.
Yeah. There's also like a maturity level behind it all, especially with like, I don't know. I just feel like a 40-year-old and a 24-year-old just felt really
Me at 24 is
yeah, I think about that
asinine.
too. Yeah.
And men are even more immature than women are.
Very true.
At that age.
Yeah.
So I think of me dating a 40-year-old at 24, and even as mature as I think I could have been, there is no fucking way that would have been appropriate.
I couldn't even get past like the acting. Like Anne Hathaway is 41 IRL,
Yes,
and he's
29.
28. He's 20. Well, I think he was
29.
28
I think it
when
was
he
fine.
filming. But like
Look
They're 12
Wise.
years apart.
so
in real
12,
world.
even 12 years, I was like, it's so weird. And like their makeout scenes, did you see she was like actually throwing a tongue in there? And
yeah.
I know like that's a thing for actors. I think
You
they
ask.
discuss
You
beforehand.
discuss beforehand.
Most actors don't do tongue. I would say like it's way more actors don't do tongue versus they do. Imagine being that dude being like, yo, I'm going on set today. I get to
Dude, no,
fucking make out.
I
with
was
Anne
watching
Hathaway.
it and I was like, this kid's saying, I think banged Anne Hathaway.
I don't think men think Anne Hathaway's that attractive.
I think
though.
she's so hot.
I think
I
she's
do
one of the
too,
most
but I
I
don't-
mean,
beautiful
he's really
women.
hot too. Don't get
I
me
know,
wrong.
but I again, like back to the age gap, I just like I think about like the musician thing, right? Like in real life, how does this play out? And to me, it makes sense they fucking can't make it work. And
Yeah.
they break up in the end.
Well, yeah.
And
Especially with her kid in a way. If she didn't have a
ultimately-
kid, I feel like they could have made it work a little
Maybe,
better.
but like ultimately, you're at a different point in your life. You've done different things. You have different experiences. Like it's almost like unfair.
It got really
Like
uncomfortable.
the power dynamic.
It got really uncomfortable when she traveled with them.
Yep.
And the other kids
was so weird.
were there and she was by the
my
pool
God.
and she comes out all and I'm like looking at her, I'm like, you're beautiful. Like you don't need to cover up. But she
That's
goes
the thing
out
that
there
I would generally feel that same thing with these young kids.
and like the conversation just felt like I almost had to turn it off because of how cringy it got. And I was like,
felt
okay.
cringe.
I don't know. I look at her and like I imagine this person in real life, and I'm like, just fucking date like a 50-year-old divorcee man that like
Yeah.
it makes
Well, the first
$5
one didn't
million
work out.
That makes like they changed that in the book from the book to the movie.
so what happened in the book?
The book, he's like not that big of an asshole. It just
Did he also leave her for someone younger?
I think so, but it was like not as
That whole thing was weird
dramatic.
too. Like the other
I
girl
thought
being
the-
like, you want to get Ty?
That was funny to me.
It was funny,
Do
but
you
it was
want a tie?
like
No.
there was like nothing else to that character.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
we
she
got-
was a placeholder.
I thought maybe like
It was-
she would there would be something, but
For me, the movie itself was just so cringy at every turn. Like I was watching it like this. Like I just couldn't. I hate
I kept
cringy
looking down
moments
to text
on
you guys so I wouldn't have to watch
the
it.
worst part was the music.
Oh my god! I didn't know it was gonna be a concert fucking movie.
I told you it was the Eras tour. Why did they play out the entire song of like he played two songs,
two full songs, back to back.
and then he sings to her at another time, which is like the whole fucking song. And I was like, why
Give
am
me a
I
montage.
some like literally
They
anything?
did a lot of montage. You see the little cuts they did?
Yeah, but like
I think they had to fill time. Because they were like, all right, this book,
This
there's
is all
not
we
much
got.
substance, so we got to fill time with some other shit.
in the book I read, the daughter is more angry and uncomfortable than in the movie.
Well, that pissed me off because the daughter is the one that's saying, go for it. Like, you should do it. Like, I will support you. And then, like,
And they
the
get
next
mad about
scene,
it.
she's all pissed off. And I'm like, her
I'm getting
and the
bullied.
friends were like, they were pushing her to do it. Like, actually, Anne Hathaway's character was like ready to be done.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm over it. I'm moving on. I'm going to
Why
try.
did you leave a feminist?
Her
she says.
kid was the one that pushed her to go after
her kid
him.
in the book was like in love with one of the other band members or something
Yeah,
like
she
that.
into
kind of
Rory
was
or whatever his
not in
name
love.
is.
Like, she was over it in the movie.
But she was like really against it happening.
Yeah, they did a
Which is
horrible
just-
job with that in the movie.
I don't know. There's nothing about.
I mean,
there's
imagine going to
nothing
school-
redeeming about this. Like, there was nothing redeeming about the movie other than like Anne Hathaway and what's his face are hot.
Yeah,
They didn't even have that much chemistry, in my opinion.
I agree with that. It felt more mother-son than it did
He
relationship.
like him singing in his underwear just reminded me of like
God.
a terrible Tinder date where
It
you're
was
like,
so uncomfy.
where you're just sitting there and you're like,
It really felt mother-daughter to me. I mean, mother-son to me. Also, the daughter looked the same fucking age as Anne Hathaway, and I was like, is she supposed to be 20? And then when she goes to summer
So she
camp,
was a sleepaway camp.
and me and Mike like had to like look it up. I was like, oh, she's supposed to be 16.
I thought because she was saying she's going to be a senior, so I was like,
Yeah.
she has to be 17 going to 18.
I was so confused by
I'm
that
like,
whole
what,
thing.
What is sleepaway camp?
I was very
Ma'am?
confused. I can't wait to read Mike's notes. Can I read these? Because
Wait,
Okay, go
my other take. This movie was just a Subaru commercial.
oh yeah,
Every other shot was a shot of the Subaru.
Yep.
Interior, exterior, from above, from the side. Go out and buy yourself a Subaru because that's the car of the day, I guess.
That's how these movies get. That's how they make the money because
I know, but it's
They
never
can't
been
do it
that
any other way.
expensive. It's never been. Normally, I'll see it's like, oh, it's a Ford, or oh, it's like they have
Yeah.
like a Keurig in the back.
It's a
Sure,
Subaru, baby.
but the amount of times I saw the outside shot of the house with the Subaru in the parking lot,
you're right.
Like, there's too many. I know where she lives.
I'm just like so desensitized to it now. That was
I'm
the word
not.
I was
see
looking
it everywhere.
for.
Also, I will give hats off to whoever was the production designer and the set decorator. Her house looked beautiful.
I love the house.
I loved the house. I liked her outfits. I think they did a good job with that. I didn't care for him.
Sometimes he looks really hot, and then sometimes he looks like a derp.
I think he's so hot.
I don't think he's
Not
for
here.
me.
I think he's so hot.
Even
I don't
here?
think-
Even there.
I think there's something about his mouth that I don't like.
Well,
All
that
right, let's read Mike's movie notes. 6/21/24. He dated it. Thank you, Michael.
Wow.
So when we do these movie episodes, sometimes my husband will write notes as he watches it. I really wanted to get his notes on this one because this was like the best movie of the year. He said that painting right in the beginning is not my taste. I don't know if I remember which painting that is. The ex-husband sucks. Yep. Get the vibe that Anne was going to get abducted when she went to Coachella. 2 minutes later, I realized I am so wrong. He had no idea what this movie was about going into it. Like, not even, he didn't know it was a
Imagine if it was a
romance.
horror.
So we like also going into it, like I said, when she started like getting ready for camping, I was like, how exciting, we're going on an
She would
adventure.
die.
I was
Yeah.
so mad when she was like, we're going to Coachella. I was like, fuck.
I don't like Coachella stuff. I really wish it wasn't a thing.
The song dedication is so cheesy. Yep. So the premise is her life is a mess. Her much older looking husband cheated on her. Then she meets a younger guy and her life gets so much better. ? Yes, Michael, that is the premise. The men at her 40th birthday party sucked. Yep. The painting in the warehouse was really cool. You're hot or whatever. That's the line.
Yeah, dude.
What's that?
Oh boy.
I don't remember that.
He was like talking to her. He's
Oh,
like, you're
yeah.
hot or whatever. He's like,
yeah.
I'm hot or whatever.
Yeah, that was
That
so stupid.
screams 24.
Yeah. I'm so confused about everyone's age. I thought the daughter was so old for summer camp. Yeah, we talked about that. The slow motion as she walks by the bodyguard when she goes to visit Harry Styles. I love that he wrote Harry Styles. Blah, blah, blah. He's supposed to be 24. Didn't realize that. She isn't going to tell the daughter and he's going to get upset.
She's going to get upset.
Oh. Her ex-husband sucks. He wrote that twice. Is Ella Rubin in Twilight? What's Ella,
Ella
Rubin?
Rubin?
I'll have to ask him
Google?
about that. The daughter goes from supportive to drop. I said that already. 5 years later, and still
it's the
the
actor.
same milk in the fridge.
It's
I
the
wanted to
actress.
point that out too.
What?
They do a 5 years later montage, and she picks out the same milk in the fridge that she picked out 5 years ago.
You don't buy the same brand of milk every time?
For 5 years. Give me a fucking break.
I buy the same milk.
Same fucking exact thing every
Exact
every
same-
time.
Yeah.
Exact same.
Actually, you know what? I
level
do
of
too.
milk.
I do too.
What are
You're
you,
right.
What are you
You're
bitching
right.
about?
But I just feel like in 5 years the brand would change.
No.
I don't know.
Hood has been the same
I will say
look for
he looked a lot older 5 years later. She looked
when they let him
exactly
have
the same.
facial hair.
She looked the same. But even with his facial hair, like his, I don't know, his everything
It's
about him.
didn't look even to me. I would have
I
like
think
not
that's
had
what
it.
it was.
Yeah,
he looked scruffy.
He looked a little scruffy.
yeah, which worked for the aging.
See, I also don't like. So just like how in books, I don't like when they mention real world things.
Yeah,
I didn't like in this how like we see him at the Graham Norton show because like Graham Norton's real, and I'm sitting there like,
I fucking hated this. I
She's
hated
been on
this.
Graham Norton. It was too meta.
yeah, it's like too meta. Like
I said that to him. I
you
was
could
like,
just
Anne Hathaway's
hire
been on this show.
someone else to pretend they're a
Yeah.
talk show host. Like, don't
I said
set
to
them
him,
in
I'm
the
like,
real
she's
host.
been on this fucking show. This is so stupid.
I don't fucking like anything about this movie.
The last makeout scene, the lights start like changing.
because of the painting.
I
She
literally
feels
said,
everything.
so I went, oh my God, it's like that stupid painting. And Mike started laughing. And then we panned out and like went to the painting. And Mike was like, oh my God.
Yep.
I was like, I told you. Like I
Yep.
could, they give us the symbolism like in your face. And then they just really wanted to.
It's not subtle.
Really
either.
love-
I love romance movies. I
wonder how they
fucking
did that in the book.
hated this. I hated
What's
this.
the last like romance movie that you loved?
That's a good question. I would love to hear that.
And it could be two. It could be romance or romantic comedy.
You know what? Really fucking liked that movie with Glenn Powell and
Glenn Powell,
I love Glenn Powell.
the
but I
one
don't know
with
what you're talking
Lucy Liu and
Lucy Liu.
yeah, it was a Netflix Netflix movie.
Set It Up.
Set It Up.
I loved Set It Up.
Set It Up
good.
was like one of the best rom-coms I've seen in a long time.
It's
Is
good.
that new?
No, it came out a couple years ago.
Set it up.
It's a Netflix movie.
It's basically they're two assistants and they work all the time because they're like
Their bosses
their
are workaholics.
are
Yeah.
workaholics, and they're like in the building together and they like come up with a plan to set their bosses up so they
Oh,
can
that's
go home.
fun.
So it makes them end
I
up
like
liking each
that.
other.
That's fun.
It's a good movie.
I'll check it out.
Okay.
It's really cute.
I think I really love Lost City with Sandra Bullock and Channing
I
Tatum.
like
that
that
was
one
cute.
too.
I mean,
That was
I don't
cute.
think it's like the best like romance movie because I don't think they have the chemistry that I would have liked them to have as two actors.
That's another age gap, isn't
But
it?
little
yeah,
bit.
a little
Not
bit, but
like
not as
crazy.
heavy as 24
I think
and
he was
40.
like
No, I mean, like,
30.
what's Channing Tatum and
Channing Tatum's
Sandra
in his
Bullock?
30s and Sandra's in her 50s.
Damn.
That's not as bad to me though. The older you get, the more age you can do.
Explain that.
Because you're like, I think at some point you like mature up. Like you're just like, there's
So
not
do you think
much more
72
maturity.
and
like
28
Like
is-
my growth between 20 and 30 is like,
Oh, you mean like a
14 different
40-year-old and a
and a
60-year-old? Okay.
Like even like I said I would have a hard time dating a 40-year-old. I don't think that's crazy for a 30-year-old to date a 40-year-old.
Okay, I understand now.
Yeah, I mean, I would.
Like maturity wise,
Yeah.
I would have a hard time with
But
it.
if you're in your
that's not-
20s dating somebody over like 35, I think that's when it's weird.
I think
like
if
in
you
your
are
early
in your
20s.
20s and you're dating somebody over 35 or
Over
over
40.
40, I think is
Yeah.
like aggressive.
Yeah.
So 15 years?
It's just weird because you boil it down, you're like, damn.
There's a 16.
How old
Wow.
old would he have been when she was like 16, you know? Like I can't help but think of stuff like that.
I
so
think the younger you are, the
age
harder
gap
it is.
they are
What is
is
it?
the age of her daughter.
What's their age gap? 16
14.
years?
16 years.
16, sorry.
So when he like that's like so weird.
That's an
to me.
entire life.
Yeah,
her life.
the age of her daughter. And
The
he
age of her
could,
daughter.
He could be his
he was still sperm.
he could be her son.
People do it though. Like that's the thing is that there are people that are 24 years old.
To
that-
each their own.
that
If you're a
date
consenting
40-year-old.
adult, do whatever you want. But I just think it's weird.
As someone who's read age gaps before, I don't read them as often now. It's like it depends on how it's delivered to me that I can like stomach it. Most times I age above my head.
Yeah.
Like I ignore what you told me.
yeah.
Like every time they
you can't do that with a movie.
I know. Every
Yeah.
time they were saying like, oh, he's 24, I'm like, nah, he's 29. I know the actor. So, like,
You know what I really fucking hate trope wise? I hate best friend. My dad's best friend.
Ew, that just sounds like a porno.
I know.
I
yeah,
don't like that.
I don't like
hate
that
it.
either.
All right. I mean, what else is there to say about this movie? I think we've said it all.
It sounds like we're really bashing it. If you liked it, it's okay.
Well, overall, yay or nay?
it's a nay for me.
Nay.
I
I
was
still think
more
I would hate
uncomfy.
after. I would hate after way more than I'd hate this. So.
Oh yeah, I'd watch this over after any day.
It's a big hell no for me.
You said you would rather watch.
I would
after.
rather watch after.
That's crazy to me.
but it's funny. They're both Harry Styles.
At least we get good, like, yeah.
No, I like to this movie to me was just it like I think what makes me so angry about it is that like the two actors like Matt and Anne are both good actors in their own right and like I hate when those actors get put in shitty movies.
I was gonna say something. I think and
it gives
Anne
me
is bigger than this.
It
One
makes
thing
me
I'll
so
say
sad.
though is I wasn't like bored. Like some of these really bad movies, I'm just
I
like
was bored during all the
the
singing.
singing, yes,
bored.
but for the most part, I was like, I'm not like sitting here like wanting to like nail my head into a coffee table. Like there's some movies where I'm like, I can't even sit still. You look like you're advertising High Noon. You got the logo out and everything.
We are not sponsored by High Noon,
All right.
but gosh, does it taste good?
Gosh, if you watched this movie, The Idea of You.
Refreshing strawberry tequila.
Stop. If you watch The Idea of You, here's my question. Is this a Harry Styles fanfic? Let us know in the comments below.
If you're the author of this book, do not be upset that we thought it was Harry Styles first.
I mean,
It's just
everybody
the
did.
vibes it gave.
It's
He was
also
British.
what we read
You could have
online.
made him something else
Yeah. Amen.
and not be part of a boy band. He could have been a solo artist on his own, you know?
Anything. All right. Go subscribe to us on YouTube if you want to. Just look up Books and Betches. Follow us on Instagram, books _ every time. Books _
Books
and
_
Betches.
Betches.
We have too many underscores in our name.
Books _ bitches.
We should just put our tag up there and
You
I'll
think
never
that I
say it
didn't
again.
try to
It's
fucking
literally
do that?
right there.
I mean, that doesn't say books _ N _ Betches.
It just says
Thank you
Books
so
and
much.
Betches podcast.
Thanks so
You
much
can
for
just
being
search
here.
that.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.